the ground!
Well, welcome back. This is not a Run Disney rundown show.
That had like such Steve DCL energy though.
No, it is Lake and Kaitie tonight. We just wanted to pop on, do a quick little live show with y'all, and kind of do a little training update, talk about some of the Run Disney news that came out, mostly Disneyland half.
Yeah. We've been meaning to do a live show like every week since our last live like we've talked about it, like, oh, should we do it, and we keep saying yes, and then we never scheduled it, so we have lots of things to talk about because we haven't had a live show for a little while.
Yeah, it has been a little while. As always, if you're in the show, feel free to ask questions, talk in the chat, all of that fun and exciting stuff. What have we been up to?
Yeah, so first off, just training-wise, training's been going pretty good, all things considering that Florida is hot, but we're finally getting a little bit of a break this week coming up. We've had a few days here and there that have been a little better, like it's started to get a little more frequent, but this coming weekend and early next week is looking to be awesome, so I'm very excited. I think my longest training run so far has been 10 miles. I know you've done a few more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything super, super crazy. I've kind of been in that, like, half marathon-ish distance on my long runs, so anywhere in that, like, kind of 11 to 14 is where I tend to fall on that weekend run. Last weekend was 12, and then we have a half marathon coming up this weekend.
Yeah, that's a big news. So we were able to get into the Rock and Roll Clearwater race. And I was not planning on doing an actual half marathon race before Wine and Dine, but I wanted to do that distance or something close to that. So I figured, might as well have some support, do a race in a place that we've never done before. I did the women's half St. Pete a long time ago. I have no idea if it's the same course or not, but it's looking to be a really good day for a race.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm definitely not in PR shape, so I won't be moving quite at that sort of pace. But hopefully, a solid 1:30 effort is kind of what we are looking for.
Yeah.
Joey says hi, Joey, welcome to the show. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in. But yeah, we're talking about doing Rock and Roll half. Hi, Wendy, good to see you. Or hear from you. Mm-hmm. Rock and Roll half Clearwater this weekend.
Yeah.
Like I said, kind of a training tempo-ish.
Yeah, it's not
type of race for us.
Yeah, not a goal race for either of us. Just it worked out timing-wise to be a distance that we wanted to do around this time as we get ready for Wine and Dine and the races after that. I don't think we already talked about this personally that it'll be a PR race for me, but I think I am on track to PR potentially at Wine and Dine if conditions are good, but I think definitely at St. Jude in December.
Yeah, Kaitie is crushing training right now, guys. You should all know, strength training's on point, consistency is good. I mean, in general,
Yeah. No, I'm really enjoying it. Strength training, game changer as far as obviously. But let me just shout out to any women who are watching this. Strength training is the key that we never knew we needed to be able to eat more food and lose weight. It's strength training. The running probably is actually hurting more than it's helping in that aspect, but I love it too much to just stop running. So yes, Wendy knows. Who knew? I wish someone told me about this when I was growing up. I spent my 20s just fighting everything. So I'm much happier now. Anyway, yeah, so training's been going good. I did want to share some training things that we have started using and bought recently, mostly me. I don't know if you've bought anything new, but
other than shoes, no, not too much out of the different from what I usually buy.
Yeah.
You know, a couple pair of the same shorts that I've worn for years.
Yeah, he has lots of shorts.
I love my shorts.
Well, it's nice that they're so small because you can fold. They don't take up lots of room in the drawer. You can put a lot of them in there. But I started using. Lake had used this for a little while. This Tailwind endurance fuel. So it's kind of like it does the same thing as like a goo or a gel, but you actually like drink it. I'm sure he's talked about it on the channel before, but I've started using it too, and I really like it. It's much easier to like take while you're running than like a goo, because the goo is like kind of thick and you have to drink water with it, whereas this you can kind of just drink on its own. But if I wanted to use this in a race, I had to also buy something to hold it. So I actually am a hydration vest person now, which I never thought I would be, because Disney always has like plentiful water, but if I want to carry that stuff with me. So I went with a Nathan one. This is just what they had at our Fleet Feet store. And I tried it on there and it worked really well. It has the bottles that you stick in there and, you know, drink out of. Now this is like this has so many pockets and so many other options. If I ever decide I want to run like some crazy trail or whatever, like it'll be great. But I'm also excited to use it when I increase distance for marathon training, because the way I trained last year was just looping my house every 2.5 miles, and this gives me an option to go other places and take water with me in Florida. So it'll be good for that. And do some other routes and switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, a vest definitely can be super helpful. I love the Tailwind, and the Tailwind's been kind of a saver for the summer, because when it's, 90 degrees at 8 in the morning already, nothing is worse than pulling out that warm goo that's been in your pocket the whole time and trying to digest that.
Yeah.
The Tailwind's been great because you could just leave. We've been getting in the habit of we'll leave just a cooler on the hood of our car or on a table on one of our running paths, and we just go by and you have a nice cool bottle of something to drink.
Ice that you can just...
Yeah, we're literally like, we spent the summer
before.
just grabbing ice and just carrying it with us until it melts.
Which, I mean, honestly helped so much. So that was definitely a way to do Florida training. But so those were just the other thing I like about the Tailwind. So they make little individual packs that you can add to like bottles of water or whatever. But if you get the big pack like that, it just comes with a scoop, and you can kind of control how strong your thing is for whatever distance you do. So like if I'm doing, I don't know, 7 miles and I don't need like I don't need as much of the fuel, I can do a lighter amount of scoops in the water bottle or more if I need more. So it was good. I've used it twice so far, and I'm going to use the vest for the half. That was kind of why I bought it when I did, because I want to use the Tailwind during the half on Sunday, and I wanted to get it and test it and make sure that it was comfortable and stuff, and then I actually like plan to use it long term because it was a little expensive, so gotta make sure I use it, get all the uses out of it, and it worked great. It does have so many pockets. I can put sunglasses, I can put goos and other stuff in there. It'll be really good for the marathon when we get back and do the next marathon that we do, that I do. So another thing we wanted to talk about, you probably saw this because I think this was your title card picture and then also our Instagram post, but we did a really fun race in Clearwater 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
So we did the PB&J 10K in Clearwater. They had a 5K as well. And then they also had a challenge where you could run the 10K and the 5K back to back if you were fast enough to do that. But we did the 10K. Metal, super cute, and then the shirts are actually really cute. I've worn it a couple times since then. It's a very comfortable shirt. But running is my jam, PB&J run. But it was a fairly small group.
It was a decent size. The 5K was big.
The 5K was a lot bigger than the 10K. But I would definitely recommend that race. I actually talked to the race director briefly because I had a question and she happened to be standing there, and I was like, oh, she'll know the answer, and she was very nice, good support, Pretty easy to get to and around and all of that. So if you're ever, and this was the second one, I believe, and it seemed like it was success. So hopefully they'll bring it back. But you run along the water in Clearwater, near the Dolly Museum. So yeah, that was a super great time. So definitely recommend that. Let's see. But other than that, yeah, so we have Half on Sunday and then just a couple weeks until Wine and Dine, which is like crazy to think it's here.
Wine and Dine's here. Run Disney is back. All that fun, exciting things.
Yeah. We did notice today that the Wine and Dine races are like intermittently kind of like showing some openings. Like the 5K opened at one point today. Clearwater to get that medal. I think they had a virtual option, I will say. I think a lot of these races are actually doing like both. So if you need the medal, look for virtuals. Your first Wine and Dine, Wendy, that's exciting. Which like distance are you doing? The challenge or all of them? Or let us know, because that is very exciting. Wine and Dine is for a long time has been, I think, my favorite. Yeah, we'll talk about rock and roll. Oh, yay, the challenge. Yay. We'll talk about rock and roll some more. I will say I have not been impressed with their like race communication so far, and their website is missing like pretty key information, mostly in regards to packet pickup has been a challenge. But it looks like the course and everything looks really cool. So we will let you know how that goes. And then we weren't going to go to the expo because it's kind of far away, but I'm nervous about the packet pickup situation. So I will be going there so I can actually check out and see how that goes. Yeah. So it looks like it's like a fairly good sized expo on Saturday. So we'll see how it turns out.
That'll be cool. We've heard mixed things about rock and roll.
Well, I know that they used to be like super popular or like, super well liked. People recommended them and stuff, but I know they were bought by another company.
Iron Man.
And they changed things and I think that's kind of where things started to maybe get a little off kilter. And then I know the shutdowns, and races having to be canceled and stuff affected things like that. I think this is actually, I believe, the first Rock and Roll Clearwater. They were supposed to have it last year, but a hurricane canceled it.
That's right. Yep.
So, yeah. All that fun stuff. Yeah. So we're looking at our little list of things we wanted to cover. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, someone asked you a question about it, so I didn't know.
So I think I didn't get into Boston. I mean, if you followed my Eugene time, you know that I had just barely made the cutoff. I had like a 30-second lead. I ran a 2:50, like 37 or something like that, which is still an awesome marathon. It's a sub-3 marathon. Unfortunately, that 5-minute 30-second cutoff time for Boston is pretty tough.
Yep.
So Boston is out of the question for this year. We are maybe looking to do a different marathon in that springtime area.
It opens
just
up.
Don't know what yet.
Yeah, it opens up a window of possibility for another cool place to go. If you find another marathon, you're going to try to run another, make that your run another qualifying time. So if anyone's watching has any recommendations of springtime races that they've done and they've liked, please let us know.
Yeah. I mean,
not any Run Disney weekend conflicts, because we've already paid for those.
Yep. I did the first one I had looked at, I was like, oh, that's springtime weekend. That's not gonna work. So we'll see. I would do Eugene again, but it would probably be more fun to try something new and different.
OC Marathon in Cali. Let us know when it is. Yes, when you hit these recommendations, if you also know the dates, drop those too, because that'll save us a Google. But we will also Google it. We're not that lazy.
In fact, I'm going to write that down quick.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Have the technology.
Yeah. The pen and the paper.
But yeah, so that's kind of our outside of
Okay.
Run Disney racing right now.
Yeah, May could be a possibility. No Run Disney races in May, right?
No.
Okay. Let's see. What else do we got going on? I'll throw this in because we kind of talked about St. Jude a little before. First, I want to say thank you. I know it's been a long time since our last live stream, and that we did do, talk about the St. Jude fundraiser then, too. And I know Eric donated from that live stream, and I greatly appreciate your donation. I believe I sent you a thank you through the portal system there, but I want to say it again with my voice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm very close to the fundraising goal, and I'm actually going to do a sponsor a mile Instagram post for the half marathon this coming Sunday. So 13 miles, 13 opportunities to sponsor a mile. Any donation is great. So $5, $10. We're very close, so if we can get some people to sponsor those miles, that will get us there, and you'll be helping a great cause with St. Jude. So keep a lookout at our Instagram. If you want, Lake has included the donation link in the description of this video, so if you want to just go ahead and donate and sponsor a mile, just let me know which mile you want to sponsor, and if you have a message, and I'll share it on our Instagram. And that will start tomorrow. But you can go ahead and do that tonight if you want, and I will fill it in. But I do appreciate anyone who is considering donating. I am very excited for that St. Jude race.
Yeah, you should be. It'll be fun.
It's a new place. It's in Memphis, and I've never been there before. So that'll be really exciting. And my sister will be there as well, and we're planning to do some fun Memphis things, so it'll be good. All right.
Talk a little bit about Disneyland.
Yeah, so that's the big news this week. That's a timely thing that happened. So Run Disney released the start and finish locations for their races in January, which has caused a bit of a stir because it is different than it historically has been in the years ago that they used to have Disneyland races.
Which I think is why they sent that.
Well, I think it's two reasons. I think, one, because it is pretty different from where it's been before, but I also think that the courses will potentially be released soon, and they wanted to announce it before the people who creep on the public. Because they're public information, so you can look them up in the city's website or whatever, and they wanted to control the information release before someone else saw it and then and then made a big deal about it. So
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. But I think we might get courses soon, or someone will creep and see the courses soon. Because I don't think you can see them at Walt Disney World. I don't think they're released anywhere the way they'll be in for the California ones.
I really don't know.
I think I could be wrong, but I think there's a difference between the two. But I've only ever done the one race, and I didn't look or know or do anything with that. And that race that I did, it was the course that it had been for several years, so it wasn't a big deal. But anyway, so the big deal is the race used to kind of start very close to where all the Disneyland hotels are, and now it's on the other side of the parks across, is it Harbor?
Disney Way is the road.
Disney Way it's on, but the road that you cross to go from all of those hotels into the Disneyland property, I think it's Harbor Boulevard. I could be wrong.
It's the main road on the entrance side there.
Wendy has spidey senses, which is really cool, and she thinks that Anaheim hasn't approved the courses yet. That'll be interesting. I mean, that would be weird if they then would announce the start and finish, but it hasn't been approved yet. Potentially.
I'm sure they have an idea of what's going on.
It's getting close.
I mean, they couldn't have done that without, they couldn't have announced the races without having an idea of what they were going to do with all of that.
True. It'll be interesting, yeah. It's a different beast, they have to do things kind of completely differently than Walt Disney World, I think. The different governments and stuff.
Yeah, a little less space to work with over there.
Yeah. I will say, though, because I know a lot of people were like, oh, we paid so much money to stay at the hotels on this side of the park, and now, like, well, our convenience is gone. We're staying at the Disneyland Hotel, and we have no qualms about it. We are staying there. We're happy to stay there. That we love the Disneyland Hotel. But looking at it, it's the walking distance from that hotel to where the race is going to start is about a mile and a quarter, 1.25 miles, something like that. And it's very similar to the distance I actually walked the last time I did Disneyland, because I stayed at one of those hotels that are now near the start then, and it was like not a problem whatsoever. It was to just not have to get on a bus and wait in a line of buses hoping that you're going to make your race start the way it is at Walt Disney World. It's so much easier. There's so many people around because everyone staying in those hotels is going to the race, so you're not walking alone. It feels very safe, and then time-wise, it's nothing near Walt Disney World, so I'm not worried about it whatsoever.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
The villas there do look awesome. I have like a dream in my heart that they'll be like, oh, maybe we'll give you the villa. But I don't think they will.
That is not what we booked.
Well, we booked a 3-bedroom because
we have
but
we're not in the villa.
Room. Yeah, we have one of the old raggedy three bedrooms.
Why is that? Oh, I see why that's so small. I wanted to talk about the medals, and apparently it wants to make the picture very small. I can fix that.
There you go.
There we go. Just need to do that for the rest of them. But as we all know, we have Disneyland medals, which I think they're all pretty cute. They're all very Disneyland, like retro-esque. I think it's kind of what we were expecting out of it.
Yeah. I know everyone's very excited that the classic Disneyland well, we're not there yet, but we can get there.
Gotta go in order. 10K.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
which this is like a slider.
And Daisy's got her cute little ponytail of feathers. Donald's not wearing shoes, which always makes sense. So
Donald's not wearing shoes, but Daisy is wearing shoes.
That's true, but Daisy always wears shoes because she's a heel gal.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You got me there.
But somehow Mickey also wears shoes, so it's just Donald.
Yeah, and then we get into some of the fun ones here. This one.
Yeah. So this is the classic D that everyone's very excited is back. Now, when I did Disneyland, it was the diamond, so it wasn't the
I love that
D.
diamond one though.
I do love the diamond, but everyone's been so excited that this is back that it's made me really excited, even though I didn't care before. But I do love the navy and the pink with the gold. I just think it's beautiful. The half. I think so too, Wendy. I think the half is the best of the bunch. Although I do love the next one.
I do have another pretty cool one for the Dumbo Double Dare.
This one, because I love Dumbo. He's so adorable. And it looks like maybe the bat behind him spins, I'm thinking.
Oh, it does look like that. Yeah, the back part might be on some sort of a spinner there.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So like a rotating spin, not like a metal spin.
Hi, Sarah. It's good to hear from you.
Why is she being covert? She doesn't know
Sarah
how to
is technology challenged sometimes.
Got it. I'm glad you're here, though.
Yes, we are happy to hear from you.
I guess anything you want to chat, just message Lake and we'll share it. Yeah, so the medals we didn't get to see are the kids race medals and the coast to coast medal.
Yep.
Which the coast to coast for this race in January are supposed to be some kind of special one-time only thing, and then if you do this race and any of the other ones next year, it's going to be a different one. So we will miss out on that one, but one of our friends will get it and we can see it.
Yeah. Well, Christy will be in that boat.
She's not doing anything in January?
No.
Okay.
Except for Disneyland. Just not for
that's
Walt
what
Disney
I meant.
World.
I meant here. Yes, Donald is a minimalist runner, which I, like, until I bought this vest, kind of considered myself to be, because I don't run with a lot, but, you know, now I'm a vest runner. So I don't know what that makes me.
I don't think either of those put you in the minimalist.
Oh, okay. Too many clothes.
If y'all do have any other questions about, like, the races, Run Disney, or the store, feel free to ask them. We're going to move kind of into our wine and dine plans a little bit. And once we have, like, an expo guide out, we will still do, like,
we'll
our
do a
getting
whole other
ready
video
for
for
wine
it.
and dine type of show. But that is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a month away.
Yeah, probably what we'll do is we'll do a show and we'll talk about our Clearwater half, the rock and roll, and wine and dine. Will probably be what our next show is.
Yep, and probably get everyone back on for an actual Run Disney rundown episode.
Yeah. All the friends.
All the friends. I mean, they're the fun episodes. I love doing those.
Yeah.
Mach X or Rocket X? I think the answer would be it depends. So I do have both the Mach X and the Rocket X, and I've put a fair amount of miles into both. Rocket X is going to be super situational, mostly because you're only going to get, maybe 100 miles or so out of those. So you really got to pick and choose what you're going to wear them for. I love them though. I love the Rocket X's. They're fun. They've got a nice pop. They're, kind of everything a super shoe should be. I really do enjoy them, but I don't wear them a whole lot. I wore them for Eugene. I wore them for the 10K this past weekend because I was trying to run a little bit more aggressive. And then I was mad that I wore them because I had a pretty bad run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do love the Rocket X. Mach X's are interesting. I actually am planning on wearing them this weekend, funny enough. I don't know. I feel like they wanted to have those be like the endorphin speed competition. They're like kind of that intro to a plated shoe. They don't quite have the pop that like endorphin speed or like full plate shoes do, which I would expect out of the Mach because they are PB foam and it's a full plate, which I thought was interesting. However, if your problem with plated shoes are that they're not stable enough, the Mach X's are very stable. They're probably the most stable plated shoe that I've ever ran in. But they are fun. I have found actually, I've worn them for all sorts of different things. Tempos, speed workouts, long runs, a good variety of different runs. I actually found, I think, like in that long run era is actually where I get the most enjoyment out of them. I think they feel the best through the duration. So I definitely do enjoy them. They are just a very interesting shoe. Because like I said, they don't quite give you what like the Saucony endorphin speeds give you with like that nice little pop without being like that full dive into a plate. But like I said, I would not I would recommend the Mach X to more people than I would recommend the Rocket X. Because the Rocket X is too, if you're going to wear them like for a marathon per se, they're not something that you really want to be like stopping to walk in, and they're very like, you need to keep a consistent form through your race to get the most out of the Rocket X's, where the Mach X's would definitely have a lot more give. Yeah.
You want to hit this one? So Amy asked if the Disneyland park bathrooms are open during the races, and I believe yes. And then we had Joey said yes, they are. But something to keep in mind with Disneyland, and we still don't know how the courses are gonna lay out. But I know when I did it, the park portion of the course was less than the first half of the race. And it was at the first half beginning, and then you're running more in Anaheim, so you're out. So it's not quite as evenly spread as some of the Disney ones are. So some of our Disney runs have also been front heavy with parks, so it's going to be a little bit of a different feel. than Walt Disney World is, I think, unless we don't know the courses. So with this new start location, you know, who knows what it's going to look like, but you're going to be you have to do some of Anaheim to get the distance. So we did, running through Angel Stadium was really cool, and I'm hoping they keep that because it is very cool. I don't know what the bathroom situation is. Maybe Angels had open bathrooms that you could run into. I mean, I'm sure they have big bathrooms there. It's a stadium. But just something to keep in mind as you're getting ready. Once you see the course, that'll be easy to figure out where the park bathrooms are. And then someone else asked about characters along the course. I know when I did it, there's obviously characters in the parks. I don't think they had Disney stuff when you were in Anaheim, but they do have other things out there. Other like groups and organizations from Anaheim come out. So some bands. There was a mile that was all this, like my favorite memory of the race, that's all like classic cars. And it's literally like a mile of people came and brought their classic cars and parked them there. So that was really cool. So it's more, I would say more of like a traditional non-Disney race type of entertainment when you're running through Anaheim that you might have seen some other big races. And then you do, I hope they do because you run like on the like baseball field.
Yeah.
That's the right word.
The field.
I was struggling there. Yep. And then, of course, porta potties. You know, we love porta potty. I know.
Sure, they'll be.
I usually don't need to. Sometimes I need to stop during a half, but I usually don't. I don't know if I don't think I stopped during the marathon this year. Oh, no, I did. I stopped outside of Magic. I remember now.
I stopped twice during the marathon.
Yeah.
I think at least twice.
Yeah. It was mostly like, I was like, it was one of those, I was like, if I find one without a long line, I'll do it. And there was one there, so I did it. It's really hard. And I was like, I got to do it before I'm going to get to the point where I can't stand back up if I use it. And that happened to be about mile 14. That was a segue we probably didn't need to do.
No, not at all. But,
Ken has informed us from Sarah that Lake stopped twice.
I thought it was twice. I want to say it was right before we got into Magic, and then right after Animal. That would be, that tends to be the frequent stop for me. But, and also for Disneyland, we are planning some sort of meetup, kind of a combination of our channel and then also DCL Podcast. But we don't have any, like, official plan for that yet. We don't have any sort of location. We know we want to do something, and we are actually open to suggestions on days, times, if you have an idea of a good place. Really something like super chill, just like, you know, kind of a meetup at some sort of bar or lounge.
Yeah, maybe downtown Disney or one of the hotels so that people aren't...
Something people can just kind of like pop in, come and go. Because a lot of people are going to be out there in the parks trying to do their day. So we don't want to do something that's going to be like a huge...
Yeah, inconvenient to get to. And the other good thing is most people will either be in that area or your hotel is walkable, so it shouldn't be hard to get to like something that's near or on Disney property there. So that'll be kind of where we plan it. But we gotta figure out the day.
Yep, like I said, if you have any ideas, let us know on that. Either comment them here or even message that to us on Instagram. I don't really have too much else.
But we didn't really like talk about Wine and Dine. I know we're gonna do another one, but I did want to like talk about some stuff. So, and actually, there was something that is flying out of my head, but we're very excited. We're doing the challenge. No 5K for us this year, but we might try to go on Thursday to the expo still. But the 10K will be fun because I think we're doing a group costume.
Yeah, that is happening.
Yep. So this will probably be the most costumey costume I have ever run in ever. I am both excited and nervous. And everyone's gonna have to wait for me so we can take a picture. We'll take a picture before, but everyone's gonna have to wait for me so we can take a picture after. I know someone floated the idea of running together. Please do not. That is too many fast people for my slow heart. My heart will explode because I will try to keep up with you. And I have to run a half the next day. But I'm very excited for that. And then I think normal clothes for the half.
Yeah.
I floated the idea of trying to do something Encanto themed because I love that movie, but I can't think of anything creative enough, and we're running out of time. So I'm excited though. I love the themes of this one. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it'll be a fun weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool themes. Figment for the challenge. Pretty cool medals too.
Yeah.
I think we talked about the medals in our last live stream. I think that had just happened.
Oh, can you? I'm assuming that was me. Was you said we should all run together? No. You've done that with me before, and I'm sure it was not very fun.
I thought it was fun.
So slow. Wasn't fun for me. I was so stressed. That whole 5K. Double it. And we will be at the after party too this year.
Yes.
And last year was so much fun. I'm hoping we have a repeat of the fun this year.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was the most fun after party we had ever
never
had.
stayed that late. We closed the after party down, which we've never done before. So
yeah, that was such a good time.
And we're staying at
Coronado,
which is kind of like
been like our hub recently for Run Disney stays and being on property.
Yeah, being on property. Yeah, we had dinner there a couple weeks ago. It was wonderful. But we've discovered that it is a good one if you have a car and want to drive to the race, which is kind of what we started doing because it's so close to Epcot.
Yeah, it takes literally 2 minutes to get to the Epcot front entrance there.
Yeah, so that's kind of become our go-to from there. And it's a really nice resort. The only thing it kind of lacks is good food options.
It's got good food options.
Not for breakfast, lunch, though.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Breakfast and lunch are pretty horrid, quite frankly.
Yes, the trick was taking a nap. After the race and before the party.
We do try to take a good long nap.
Yeah. We would not have made it.
Yeah. But really, we don't have courses or anything. I wouldn't be surprised to see that same wine and dine course from last year. Definitely not a favorite of courses.
Oh, they haven't been doing the park to park.
Yeah.
At all.
We haven't seen that in a couple years now.
Yeah. Well, because of the security thing. I don't think we'll see that again for a while until there's another kind of change.
I missed that Magic Kingdom parking start running back through the woods back there. Yeah, that was so much fun.
That was so fun. Especially during Star Wars when they did the choo-choo.
Well, it was the first year Run Disney came back. And it was villains themed. They had that whole. It was like the bubbles filled with the smoke and the lights. That was super cool too.
That's one of the POV videos I run to a lot because it's like a good length for what the runs I do on the treadmill. And the bubbles were so fun, and it was really good to have that there because of where it is on the course. I think almost everyone, if not everyone, gets to go through there when it's still dark.
Yeah.
So you get to everyone gets to experience that. Whereas, especially Marathon's a good example. Some of the things that you get to see in the dark that are really cool, later runners don't really get to experience it in the same way. But that's a good one.
Yeah, but as I said, I'm sure we're probably going to get something similar to last year's course, which is an extension of the 10-miler course, which just adds some extra highway. Yeah. It's really not bad. I think that course goes by pretty quick.
It's nice to have that time to kind of spread out and zone in a little bit, but I really enjoy it for the 10-miler, but I think for the half, it gets to be a little too long. I like it for the 10-miler. I always think that I remember that first year I was like, I don't like this. Going into it, I didn't think I would like it, and I was surprised afterwards.
Yeah, I don't think for the 10-miler, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
For the half, the fact that they just added an out and back on the highway.
Yeah. Yeah. Take what you can get overall. It'll be
can't
great.
Stop it.
But yeah, so I think that about does it for for tonight. But thank you guys for watching and listening to us chat about all of our Disney and running thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have too much else. We had registrations, Princess, and Springtime were signed up for challenges all around there.
No 5Ks, except for Springtime.
Springtime 5K, yeah. Yeah, it'll be the only 5K we do this year.
Feels very weird to, like, only be... we talked about this before, having, like, just the one race in January.
Yeah,
it's way less stressful, because I don't have to, like, plan out...
marathon training.
Well, even not marathon training, but, like, when I did the marathon and you did Dopey, like... Or when we both did Dopey, like having to plan a whole race vacation. Whereas we're very used to even the challenge, like, situation. Like, that's easy. Like, we have our bag. We can probably go do one now if we needed to, like, pack and go. But that whole plan situation.
Yeah, there is a RunDisney bag in our running closet.
Yeah. Well, that's a key suggestion I would give to anyone, is to keep your RunDisney stuff, like, in a place and keep it stocked so that you're ready to go for every weekend. It would have been way easier to do this before California races came back.
I would say no. I don't need to sign up for every 5K.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to do that. I think cost benefit for that for us too wouldn't be there. Like, how much it would cost to do that.
It's just...
I think our plan for the foreseeable future will be to be at all the Florida weekends. Like, that's, something we love to do, and part of our year. It's become very, like, I guess, routine to work that into our lives. Yeah,
I guess there's really, like, there's no reason necessarily to go for a perfect season.
Yeah, not for us. And the 5Ks, it's almost like it's actually, we're more able to be at every weekend if we don't do the 5Ks, because another day
you
off
have
work,
to take off.
A day at a hotel that we have to pay for, a day that we have to pay for the dog. So it just doesn't work out for us. I do like that the 5K is part of Springtime, so that we get to do, like, one a year, because it is a fun distance. But yeah, the cost benefit to do all of them, I don't think is there for us.
Yeah, and usually we do, at least one or two of them a year, because if we do Dopey
and then,
I do,
I'm excited to do Dopey again.
I can't wait to do Dopey again in 25.
It's been enough months after I had to do Dopey that I'm ready to...
The scarring's gone away.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
Actually, I didn't have any, like, injuries or blisters or anything from it, so I was like, only the emotional scar.
No, I love Dopey. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
But I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up. Like I said, once we get some information from Wine and Dine, which really should be in the next couple weeks, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. It's almost exactly a month away, so next couple weeks we'll get there. We are running the half.
Yes, we are only running the half for that weekend. And Disneyland's just going to be a bigger trip for us, so that's kind of what we could squeeze in to make the coast to coast happen and be part of Marathon Weekend. Because Marathon Weekend is, I think, the best weekend.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I mean, there's something to love at all of them. Yeah, but... Yeah, so it does pain us not to do Dopey again, but...
Yeah.
Another year.
It worked out well.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to do the first Disneyland half back, which is so exciting.
Yeah, we're excited to do part of that. And hopefully they'll bring back other Disneyland races other times of years, so then we can maybe do coast to coast another year and, not have it be the week after, because that is a little tough.
Yeah, I would love to see that, like, Memorial...
that's the one I
Not
did.
Memorial, the Labor Day...
Oh, that's the one I did.
Weekend.
Was Labor Day.
Time come back. That,
like, hot,
early
but
fall.
It was fun. Yeah. It was a good time. That would be a good time for us to do it.
Yeah. There's not, like, a whole much else going on for us that time. But that's all kind of hearsay. I think that is probably a good spot to wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that fun YouTube-y stuff. And we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.